Raise a glass.
Bass. They're gone. I'm back. Cool. Hi guys, Yuri here again. Welcome to YBPlaysMusic. Thank you to all my Patreons, specifically the shoutout members and the higher tiers. There are a couple of new releases, like yesterday, the day before. The last couple of days, there are a couple of new songs that I'm going to react to. The first being Icy Fire by Geoff Castellucci. The last couple of days, there has been some new releases that I'm going to react to. And the first one being Geoff Castellucci with Icy Fire, the cover of Ed Sheeran, of course, and from the movie The Hobbit. The other two that I'm going to react to and post as soon as possible are The Loner by Gary Moore, but the cover is done by Tommy Johansson. And then we have the newest video from Ren, being Suicide. Let's start off with Geoff Castellucci. I have reacted to Jonathan Young's cover of Icy Fire, which is totally different than the original. It's like a metal version, but I believe that Geoff, his version, will keep the calm nature of the original song, but I assume there is going to be a lot of bass in it. Let's check it out. Here we go. Okay, so before he starts, the setting, the outfits remind me of his cover of Misty Mountains, in which he had a similar costume arrangement here. I think we are in some kind of forests right now, but I don't think we are, actually. So let's start again. We also hear some kind of wind noise between the...
oh, misty eye of the mountain below.
Right away.
Keep careful watch of my brother's souls, and should the sky be filled with fire and smoke.
Okay, so before we go on, like I thought, like there is some wind going on or some kind of wind sound through the trees of the forests that we see right now, but I don't think it's actually a forest. I think it's some kind of studio. Also, we have this fireplace, this fire pit in the middle here, but it's pretty obvious that it's a light and it's not actual fire right now. But it's very ominous, and we also only hear one voice right now, just voice, aside from this the sound that we hear in the background.
Filled with fire and smoke. Keep watching over.
That's interesting. I don't know if that was a mixture between a subharmonic and his chest, but...
Keep watching over during sun.
There were some subtle sound effects too in the background.
If this...
Okay, sorry guys. I'm pausing a lot because there's so many interesting things. The original has some kind of guitar runs there. And it's acoustic mostly, I believe. But here we don't have that. He just keeps it plain and simple. But effective, because I don't think it would sound that clean if you would try to do this soon in the cover, in the song.
If this is to end in fire, then we should all burn
Pretty breathy.
together. Watch the flames climb high into the night.
Very breathy.
Calling out, Father. Stand by and we will
Very calm.
watch the flames burn on the mountainside.
Nice harmonies.
And if we should die tonight,
Okay.
then we should all...
I was about to say just that so far, the voices that we hear are a lot lower than original, presumably like an octave lower. But right now we get the same pitch. I feel like the original. So let's keep going.
And if we should die tonight, then we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for us.
Very interesting, and very cool the way they use the harmonies here. We hear the like mid-range pitch from the guy here on the right. We hear the backing vocals. Sometimes they come in, and then sometimes they go away as well. Sometimes they're gone, and sometimes they come back. And that's a very effective way to use them, because first of all, we hear the bass harmony coming in, then they are gone again, which focuses a lot on the lead vocalist at that moment. And then they come back in the mid-range, which has a lot of full sound there. Also, what we hear in the background is the piano, the keyboard, which I assume Geoff played. And then we have also some strings in the background, from what I hear.
Then we should all die together.
This
Raise a glass.
bass, they're gone. Back. Cool.
Calling out, Father, oh, prepare as we will watch the flames burn,
They're back.
burn on the mountainside.
Desolation comes upon the sky.
Okay.
Now I see fire.
Okay.
Inside the mountain I see fire.
So we hear a couple of changes here, and we see a couple of changes. We hear that the piano goes into a higher octave with some kind of, it's not a melody, but it's some kind of arpeggio. Also, we hear the fire crackling in the background. And like I said before, we see a fire pit right here, but it's not actual fire. And then in the video, we see the light changing to red. It's not because of the fire, but it's possibly to show fire, and we hear it as well.
Now I see fire.
The piano also goes from right to left. It's in stereo.
Burning the trees, I see fire.
Same pitch.
Hollowing souls, I see fire. The blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me.
Okay, so like I said before, there are some sound effects in the background, but pretty subtle. And right now we get more of that. We get more percussion.
Blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me.
Oh, should my people fall, then surely I will do the same. Confined in mountain halls, we got too close to the flame. Calling out, Father, oh, hold fast and we will watch the flames burn on the mountainside.
Okay, that's interesting. We don't hear Geoff sing that high a lot, or not at least this softly. I am curious. I'm not sure if this is fully chest or is it a mixture between chest and head voice. I don't think it's pure head voice, but I could be wrong. It sounds very soft. I've heard him sing pretty high, but not this softly, I think. So it's interesting to hear that. Let's return a bit.
Got too close to the flame. Calling out, Father, oh, hold fast and we will watch the flames burn on the mountainside.
Desolation comes
Two octaves lower.
upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain high.
I see fire. Burning the trees, I see fire.
Same pitch, okay, change it. And again,
I see fire. And blood in the breeze.
Same pitch.
And I hope that you remember me. I hope that you remember. And if the night is burning, I will cover my eyes. For if the dark returns and my brothers will die, and as the sky is falling down, it crashed into this lonely town, and with that shadow upon the ground, I hear my people screaming out. Now I see fire.
Okay.
Inside the mountains.
So we already have a very big sound. We hear a little bit of a change in the strings in the background too, but it's a very big sound right now.
Inside the mountain, I see fire. Burning the trees, I see fire. Hollowing souls, I see fire. And blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me. And I hope that you remember.
And I hope that you
Okay, so I kind of expected the one on the right side to go very low in the last note, do another note. I hope that you remember me, but he actually didn't do it. Also because they lighted him up as the only one at the end. Like, he's the only one staying a bit visible, so I expected it, but for some reason he didn't. Let's see. It's not over yet. He's showing the patrons, right?
Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching I See Fire from The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. I hope you loved it because I'm pretty sure I still have glue on my face.
Probably.
All of the makeup. As always, these videos would be impossible to make without viewers like you and all of the lovely folks over on Patreon. And just to name a few of my favorites: Huldra Draco, Christy Jones, Sarah O, Laura Mueller, Patricia Schumann, Debbie Goodling, Carl and Melanie Thomas, Osa M. Lagnishtal and Dorothy Brune, and of course Deb's Badger. Comment below and let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you soon. Later on.
Okay, that's cool. I think that's the first time I see him in this post like video where he thanks the patrons, in which he's talking himself like this. Usually I think he just thanks the patrons. The Patreon members like appear, but without a video of himself, I think. I mean, it's the first time that I see it. I have obviously not seen all of his videos, so I could be wrong. So that was I See Fire. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my reaction to this one from Geoff. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other reactions to Geoff, VOICEPLAY, other bands, other musicians and such. I also have music videos and tutorials for you guys to check out. So thank you very much and see you guys next time. Bye. I mean, and besides of that, and oh, sorry, and before we, there's a lot for a couple. I mean, one change, and go, and see you guys next one.